against my arm, and I started pushing into it, and I couldn't get the knife to sink in, and so I switched over and I pulled out the smaller blade, and with the smaller blade then I actually started the amputation. The smaller one was still a little more sharp.
The smaller blade was just 2 inches long.
I just dove into this exercise, this surgical procedure, and started cutting away.
He cut through the top layer of skin and muscle until he saw an artery. Only then did he realize he'd forgotten to apply the tourniquet he had fashioned days earlier from the insulated lining of his water bottle.
I put the tourniquet on, and I was bleeding down the wall, and I severed the artery. And
he cut through more muscle and 2 more arteries, then tendon, the most difficult layer. His dull knife was unable to cut through.
So I ended up taking the pliers side of the knife and using that to grab and twist and rip until the tendon gave way.
It was slow, painful, excruciating work. He hacked away at his arm for nearly an hour, layer by layer, until he saw what he knew would cause the most intense pain yet.
And then I was looking at the nerve, this little strand of spaghetti running through my arm, and I had to take the knife and pry it up, and even just when I touched it, it felt like the fire of sticking my arm into a just a pot of liquid metal. It burned all the way up my arm, and I took it again and lifted it up. I knew it was going to hurt, and I plucked it up and did in a motion like that, and that fire sensation redoubled and went all the way up to my shoulder. But I knew that was the hard part.
It was only a few more moments of work
after that. And then, boom, and I wasn't even attached anymore, and I fell down like this, and I was free.
You were reborn.
It was the happiest moment of my life. And it's funny to think about it being. There will never be a more powerful experience